Welcome everybody to another great episode of Real Life Matters. I have someone that's coming on as a guest. She was one of my first guests some years ago on the show, and now she's going to be coming back and telling us how she's doing and what she's doing. And she came up with a new book, Christmas Inspiration. And it's no other than further ado to introduce to you Minister Gloria Raynor of Hurting Hearts Ministry. Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome. Darlita, good morning. Good afternoon. It's such a pleasure seeing you again. Yes.
Me too.
I'm here on the journey. I'm on the journey.
You're on the journey, and at least you got on, so at least you got on.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, man, this technology with people, if they don't know how to get onto these things and sign in, then it's a total different game here. You know what I mean? So what have you been doing?
Girl, I've been on the journey, as I said, and I've been working on the book.
Right.
And to God be the glory.
So you're doing. I know you moved away a little bit out of Toronto in the GTA area.
Too far out.
You're further west now.
Yes, I got to figure out how to make it back to Toronto.
Well, that might be a little while with all this COVID and everything going on. So you're doing this
all this craziness.
Yeah, so you're doing this book and stuff. So what's the book about? This Christmas Inspiration.
Yes, it's about the love of Jesus Christ.
Okay.
365 days a year instead of just on the 25th of December.
So you're saying Christmas can be every day?
Yes, it should. Love is every day. So when if we are representing Christ and talking about Christmas, we should be example of that love 365 days of the year, and not just specifically on the 25th of December.
Yeah, and that's when everybody expects gifts. They expect all kinds of things going on, and then, a lot of people forget what the real meaning of Christmas is, because it's so commercialized now, right?
Yeah. Yes. So that's what I want to bring across, to bring a reminder to us that the celebration of Christmas is all about love, and love should be a daily thing. And if we are going to reflect Christ, we should not wait until Christmas to spend $300 or $600, whatever the case may be. Do the little we can now to help people along the way, because sometimes our neighbors are hungry, they're naked, they're thirsty, and we don't have time to see that. But at Christmas, we go that extra mile to be lavish. Let us show love every day.
Well, that's a good statement. So let me see the book again. Can you put it up so everybody can see it? Wow. Well, at least it's in green.
Yes, it is green. Well, I try to keep a little of the Christmas theme in it. And,
okay, so it doesn't have your nice, beautiful poems that you have in there?
Yes. Basically, all of the pieces surround the birth, the life, the death, the burial, the resurrection, and Christ wrapped up in Christmas in it. Okay. So I try to present it in such a way that it's an everyday living.
Right. And a lot of people out there who are watching it that don't know Minister Gloria Raynor. She does her ministration through poetry. So that's, and yes. You also, you counsel hurting hearts, kids and stuff like that also, right?
Yes, I work with the youths and couples who are going through relational difficulties.
And that's something good, because it's your heart, you're dealing with matters of the heart. So that's what, it's just Real Life Matters, people. And, this is what Gloria is her matter. She deals with issues of the heart.
Well, I try my best as possible to work with it, because there are hurting people out there. in church and outside church, in our community, in our families. So I try to find the root of the matter and assist in whatever way possible to make life a little bit more comfortable for people. And it's not so much about the crowd, but if I can help one person along the way to make their life different, I think it will be worth it. And
yes.
As I go from the working with youths, some of our youths are on top of the world, some think they're above the law, some of them are geniuses, they don't need a parent, and they tend to do things that get them into trouble or gravitate to things that get them into trouble. So I try to work with them and let them know when it comes to life, no one is above the law, but we need to find ways to work with the law or live within the law so that our lives can be comfortable.
That's true. You know, and it's a heart, and that's, you know, when you're dealing with matters of the heart, that's something that's really difficult for people to understand sometimes, because, you know, it's very sensitive and people are very touchy with things like that.
Yes, that's for sure, because recently I was working with a couple and they're having certain issues. But what I discover is that a lot of us have baggages, not just from marriages, but from way back yonder. Some of our baggages are childhood baggages, youthful baggages, things that we did not know how to handle, or things that came our way, but we did guidance or the counsel, so it becomes internalized. And we grow to be adults and we find that things are not the way we would like it to be, but at the same time, we can't put a finger on it to say exactly what it is, but we are angry, we're miserable, we're unhappy. So I find when you kind of talk with them and go back to where they're coming from and hear some of the experiences or some of the childhood trauma that they go through, you realize why this baggage is still with them as an adult, and have to find way for them to release themselves of it. And I find unforgiveness is a major thing. Things happen and folks are not willing to forgive, and they don't realize the pressure that they're putting on themselves just by the fact that they refuse or don't know how to forgive. And it makes such a dramatic difference when they start learn to forgive and forget. Some things you just can't forget, but we need to learn to forgive. And I find when you work with them and they work through it and they see the release that they can get from forgiveness, some are willing, some are dead set in their ways. It doesn't matter what you say or what you do. They don't see the need to change. But
That's right.
are the things that these are the things that we have to work on, because Christ is love. And I find it's like Christ is love, but you got to know how to present the love of Christ to people by not pushing it down their throat, but find ways to express love and express God in such a way, sometimes without even calling the word God. Right. But do it in such a loving, tender manner, compassionate manner, that people will tend to say, wow, there's something different about that conversation or about that, and hopefully build a relationship with these people who don't know God or who are going through different times, and remember that you were once like them, or I was once like them. And without the love of God that changes us, we would not be better off than them. So it doesn't matter. I find it doesn't matter what level you are, what condition. It's like when we look at the 10 commandments, he said if you break one, you break all. And if you keep these two, you keep all. So it's for us to find a way to express love to people in spite of their condition or their situation or their emotions, that they will come to realize that Christ is indeed love. Right. And not that hostile person that some of us presenting to be. We don't have to be sour-faced. I find walking with Christ should be joyous. You should have a kind spirit. There should be a smile or a certain gentleness about you that attracts people to you, not propel them from you. And I believe we need to examine the way we present Christ to the world, that they will not see him as a monster, but see him as a loving person that doesn't matter where they are in life, they can reach out and touch him, and he will reach out and touch them.
Right. And you know, Minister Raynor, that's something difficult, because some people are really stuck in their ways, the whole time, and you know, they don't change nothing. They don't change any of their ways that they've been doing things for like maybe 20, 30 years. They were doing it and they don't want to change. Then they're wondering, well, why is my life still the same? Because you don't want to change, or you have that bitterness to anybody that's somebody that you didn't forgive. And people got to know to let go and, you know, let in and just let the love in, correct?
Yeah, that's true, because like I was talking with someone a little while back, and it's like, my father did it this way, so I have to do it the same way. But doing it the same way, is it beneficial to you? Are you getting joy from it? Are you happy from it? So what I try to say to them, okay, this person did it that way, and you're doing it this way. Are you benefiting from it? So if you're not benefiting from doing it that way, you need to step back, aside, kind of move yourself from the picture as if it's not you, and ask yourself, if that person was doing this to me, how would I react? And try to realize that the way we were brought up, everybody's culture is different. And the way my parents brought me up is different from the way your parents brought. So now we got to get to a place realizing now that, let's say, for example, couples. Once we were two separate people. Right. Now we become together. We become one, but we are still individuals. And I think what I see out there is a lot of us are trying to change people from their culture or from their way to my way, and vice versa. What I find we need to do is examine the things within our culture, within our relationship, that is causing a difference or an imbalance, and ask ourselves as two individuals, how can we balance this? What can we do to make changes? How can I forget about, I've been doing it this way for 20 years, but now I'm together with someone. Do I just get up in the morning, get dressed, and walk through the door without saying, "Huh, I'm not here," or "Darling, I'm not here," whatever the case may be? Not when you were single, you didn't have to report to anybody, whether you're the male or female. But now that you're together, there's a unison that need to take place. There's a conversation that need to go on. Walking through the door, I should be able to say, "I'm not here right now," or "I'll be back in such and such a time." But we still have that separateness, that singleness, even though we're together. And it causes problem, because I'm wondering, why does he, and attitude, okay, a man doesn't tell a woman this, or a man is a man. We fail to realize that when you are on your own, you're a man, you're a woman. But when you come together, you're a couple. There's certain things that has to change. There's certain situation that has to get balanced. And I find when we get to understand the dynamics of balancing two relationships, which now becomes one, we'll have better relationship or better union. But a lot of couples are not willing to do the balance. They claim, I'm my own woman, I'm my own man. And I find when we have that mentality in marriages or in a relationship, it does not work. So we have to be willing to compromise or meet each other at a certain line to get things going. And remember that love is not an overnight thing. It's like before the marriage, all the fancy things are there. We do everything to attract each other. We get married, the honeymoon is over, and then all of a sudden, we're far apart. That's the time we should be growing together, learning to understand each other, knowing my ways, my good ways and my bad ways. What disturbs me? What is this? What we should get to that place where we try to know each other. Instead, we go on this single walk because we're still single. So I find there's a lot that need to be done in the marriages to be able to maintain them without getting married today and divorced tomorrow. And without the love without the love of Christ, and without understanding that love, you know, when you look at it, Darlita, the Bible said, love your enemies. So if the Bible said, love your enemies, what I find hard is, if I'm supposed to love my enemy, how can I be lying in bed with a man that's supposed to be my husband or a woman that's supposed to be my wife, and I'm at enmity with them? I'm not talking with them, or you're not talking with me, or we don't share nothing together. Your money is over there, my money is over there, your thought is over there, my thought is, we don't come together. And because we don't come together, we're having a lot of problems. And we need to find a way to solve them.
Yeah, and people don't realize that when you meet, you know, you're one person, you have your life, then you have their life, then you have the life together. And if you have kids, then that's another part. But also your career is another part too. And people don't understand that has to make all the stuff keep going. Some people think, oh, well, they're married now. Oh, well, I don't have to do anything. I can do whatever I want. But then at the end, it just causes all these different problems, or they want to try to change the person into something when they knew who that person was in the beginning. Mm-hmm. So that's a big issue of the heart right there.
Yes. And these are things that they need to sit down. And the other thing is, one is willing to take counsel. The other one is not willing to take counsel. Or they said, it's my way or the highway. It can't be my way or the highway in a marriage. But we have to work together. And I find when I go through the book, I'm trying to do it in such a way that we understand that love comes in many dimensions. Love is not just about that one moment. Right. Love is a daily thing. How do I operate with my neighbor? How do I operate with my children? How do I operate with those that I associate with? Do they get that aura of love? Do they get that energy? Or am I stagnant? Am I like a sore eye? Am I somebody that my neighbor don't desire to see? So we have to understand that we may be in our world, but we are a part of the entire world.
Right.
And we have to learn balance.
And that's crucial to anything. You know, they have to balance, or it's no sense you're in a relationship with somebody and something like that, and then, oh, you know what, I'm having another external affairs and all that, and then they don't realize that all of that energy comes into that relationship that you tried to build, right? And people don't understand that. It doesn't matter if maybe they don't know about it, or they don't know about the relationship, or they don't know that it still is there, and eventually it comes to light.
Yes, because it had not been settled. It's like you're in one relationship and you jump out of it into another one without, well, why was that one broken? What happened? What went wrong? We don't sort out what happened yesterday before we go into today. And so by so doing, we end up going into today without sorting out yesterday's problem. So it builds up more and it becomes compounded. And as it becomes compounded, it causes further issues in the relationship. And those are the things that we need to work out. We need to understand behind every relationship, there's a story. Just like how behind Christmas, there's a story. You know, some people say, well, he wasn't born on the 25th of Christmas. We know that. We are not certain which day he was born. But one thing we know, he was born. And the fact that he was born makes it normal that he was a human being existing in our world. Right. And by so doing, when we take, for example, I didn't know exactly when I was born, but on my birth certificate or my parents tell you were born in such and such a date, and we accept it as our birth date. So I think the same thing with Christ. A lot of people say, you guys celebrate Christmas and you don't even know when he was. That's okay. I don't know when he was born, but he was born. And because he was born,
it's true. That's a good one. When he was born, he came alive.
Yeah, he was born. He came alive. And I'm saying, you have some people back then, even with parents today, the child was born on the 5th of November. They registered, their grandmother went to register them about that. They registered them on the 10th. So the 10th becomes the birthday on paper, but the 5th is their birthday in real life. So with Christ, the important thing is he came. That's the most important thing. He came. And the fact that he came, as parents, we celebrate our children. As Christians, we celebrate Christ. Right. So to me, it's like an earthly father and a heavenly father. We as parents celebrate our children, their activities, their school years, or different things that makes them become who they are. So the same thing with Christ. We don't know exactly when he was born, but he was born. And so we celebrate his birthday in the sense of Christmas. But what I want us as Christians to understand, there's more.
Okay.
There's more to Christmas. There's more to Christ than Christmas.
Right. And in your book, how many poems do you have in there? And tell us about how many poems you have in there, how much it is, and stuff like that.
There's about 40 pieces in here.
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. And how much is where can they buy the book if they want to? And how much is the book, and where can they buy it?
Hopefully, I'm hoping to have it on Amazon, and hopefully after a while in Walmart and Shoppers. And I'm planning to do a book launch. So most likely I'm going to try to have it on Facebook and Amazon and whatever social media platform that will be available.
Oh, okay. And can you read us one poem from the book? Just give us a little insight. Just pick any poem you want and tell us the title. I want to hear the Christmas inspiration.
The night of his birth.
And we'll see your ministration, how you do it.
The night of his birth. Left behind a symbolic mark, listen to his voice. His tender cry of compassion at the cross, saying, Father, all those redeemed is mine. Forgive them, precious Lord, for they truly do not know what they do. Behold, Christ, coming as earth's brightest light, transforming lives. Let us stop, think for a moment, and ask this question. What can I give up to be like him? Yes, that would truly make a difference, leaving a lasting impact among humanity as a real life change and modification source to life. Yes, this Christmas, give the best gift, your personal life, knowing that through his birth, death, burial, and resurrection, the account of Adam's death in your stead, charge is settled. Well, what could one like me offer the one who came just for me? And through his life redeeming plan to snatch us from hell, he clothed me in the proper mind frame through his perfect will. Allow the Word and his Holy Spirit to take control in exchange of the perfect gift of over 2,000 years ago. See, the one robed in love, yes, his grace, in his love at the cross. Friend, that is the best gift to offer this season to the one who came. That's one of the pieces about when he came. And
that's nice.
Find us from his birth right back until for life.
All right, so you're hoping to get this on Amazon and everywhere so people could buy it. Is it printed already or no?
It's in the process of printing. This is a hard copy of so at the moment it's in. So hopefully I should have it by the end of this month or early December.
Okay, and then people could just how can they, if they want to get the book, how can they contact you? Facebook?
They can contact me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. There's a website, painfulhearts.com, and there's a promo code going on which is attached to the website, and at Facebook, website, and at the Gmail.
Okay. All right. Well, when I post,
and they can also connect by.
Go ahead.
They can also connect by phone. They can also connect by the phone.
All right. And your number?
416-624-3678.
All right. Well, everybody, that'd be a good little Christmas stuffer for people in their stockings so they could read the poetry and reach out to you and connect with the family and remembering that, you know, Christ was born. We don't know, you know, exact birthday, but he was born. So, you know, that's a fact, a real life fact, actually. So, you know, Minister Gloria Raynor, I'm glad for you to come, you know, for you coming on today and talking about matters of the heart, which you deal with. And coming on and explaining and you know, presenting your book, you know, the Christmas inspiration. People go out there and get the book because it's something that's going to inspire you over the holiday season. So thanks.
Yes, and then I'll let you know when the book launch is set. So by that time, when the launch will take place, and we probably could meet again. All
right. Okay. Well, thanks, Minister Gloria Raynor, Hurting Heart Ministry.
It was a pleasure.
It was always a pleasure.
Yes, it was a pleasure talking with you again, DBoss.
No problem. All right. Well,
and keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. God bless.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your.
Yeah. No problem. Thanks. Well, everybody, thank you, all of the viewers, everybody for tuning in to Real Life Matters today. Follow me on Instagram at DBoss_1, Real Life Matters. Like the page and do what you have to do. So you know what, I want to thank everybody, all my people on our Real Life Matters and their matters. So I thank everybody for watching and tuning and supporting me. So bye for now.